Hello and welcome. I am so happy you are here today with me. I am Lisa and this is my channel Cross by Floss, where I chat about my love of cross stitching and life blabbings. So if you are a new viewer, welcome. I am thrilled that you found me, that somebody shouted me out and you came this way. And if that's the case, if you can let me know, that'd be awesome, because I'd like to go and say thank you to whoever shouted me out. I do know that a few of my favorite floss tubers mentioned me more in relation to like Mirabilias, which I have a huge love of, which you'll see later. And but yes, so thank you. And then if you're a returning viewer, you know, there's just so many of us to watch, and so thank you for coming and spending some time with me, because I love spending time with you. All right, so today there's going to be quite a bit of blabbing in the beginning of the video, so if that's not what you're here for, I mean, it is a channel about cross stitch, but I also do like some serious life updates, and most of you seem to like that. So and I think that it connects us, because I want people to feel like they are sitting in a room together, and that we are all chatting together, and that we are, you know, giggling and stitching and drinking whatever beverage. It is morning here, and actually the sun is shining weirdly. It is March 13th. Can you guys believe it, that it is already March 13th? Like, I cannot. Anywho, and my mind is like a squirrel. It just is on it goes everywhere. So hopefully you can also follow along, because sometimes I have a hard time following myself. All right, this is also, I never mention this, or I very rarely mention this, but this is Flosstube number 54, and that is the age that Mr. G is gonna be in a couple of months. Not me. A younger, which I lord over him all the time. I do not. I'm just kidding. Speaking of Mr. G, he was home. So he actually came home last weekend, which is why I was not able to do a Stitch With Me video. He came home, and on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, left Wednesday morning. And he is having a lot of pain. And on Tuesday, we went back to the chiropractor, and I was able to go to that appointment with him. So it ended up being a lot longer. I don't think that the doctor expected me there. I know he didn't. And so there was a lot of questions, and he definitely went over our appointment. And so apologies to all the people after us, because he was a little behind because of us. But I have a much better grasp on what is happening with Mr. G, and yes, it is not good. So we, like I had mentioned in my last video, we're on a year plan to hopefully reverse. Actually, there's no reverse. There is a hoping to stop the condition that is happening. And in the meantime, this is causing a lot of pain to Mr. G, and it doesn't help that, you know, he is in a truck up quite high and needs to have mobility, and the roads are rough, and his seat bounces. I tell you what, when I was in that passenger seat, I was like, this is rough. But we got him a seat. We a good cushion that was recommended. We are on some naturopathic anti-inflammatory kinds of things, and the not only the exercises, but some of the other things that he needs to do. And yeah, so hopefully we're able to reverse and continue with the mobility, or keep the mobility that he has. As you know, that's kind of important, because that's his work, and you know, his means of financial gain, and all of those things. So anyways, if you just keep him in your thoughts, I would appreciate it. And also in my last video, I had mentioned, you know, menopause and hot flashes and all the things. And I had quite a few people reach out and share some of the things that worked for them while they were going through menopause or are going through menopause. And, you know, it is not acceptable to rip your clothes off in public when you are in the throes of a horrific hot flash. Apparently that is not an okay thing. So, you know, having some other forms of help is great. And so anyways, a few of you reached out and told me the kinds of things that have helped you, that were more naturopathic. And so I fell down a naturopath rabbit hole, and I have tried several of the suggestions, and I tell you what, working. So thank you so much. You know, I don't have a huge friend group that I get together with anymore, and our stitching circle, you know, we haven't been able to get together and see each other. So these are not things that I get to talk about with other people. I talk about it with my daughter, who is not going through menopause, has no help. She's no help whatsoever. In fact, she laughs at me when things are happening, as does my grandbaby. That's okay, because one day they're gonna go through it. Whatever. Okay, and then also Odin. So remember in my last video, I said, oh, Odin's doing great. We have no problems. You guys, was it that night? That night or the next day, we had 4 seizures in 24 hours. Horrific. Each one was worse than the last. It was real bad. And so I was able to get him into the vet earlier than, because they basically said if he has 3 in 24 hours, you need to, you know, call and we'll get him in. He had 4. We got him in. And normally when we go to the vet, he hates the vet. You know, he poops on the floor. He won't go. He hates that. And but he was docile. I mean, the poor boy, he'd been through so much in 24 hours, and his body just, you know, he was exhausted. We were exhausted. Yeah. And so anyways, we get to the vet, and he was uncharacteristically, like, he got on the scale. He stayed. That never happens. Never, 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 never. And then when the nurse came out, the nurse is very, he knows Odin. And Odin was laying down on the floor, and he wouldn't get up. He would not get up. And the nurse was like, I don't want to drag him in. Like, that's horrible. You know, he's a 130 some odd pound dog. I don't want to drag him into the exam room. And so I am like physically like trying to lift the dog up, who was quite resistant. He was not having any of it. And then I said to the nurse, hey, while he's like this, how about we get his nails clipped? Which I know I've told you guys about before too. He hates his nails clipped. And we actually have to sedate him normally. And the nurse looked at me and went, ooh, I don't know, you know, I don't want to put more stress on him and stuff, and, you know, if he fights. And I said, well, I mean, let's try, you know, and if he does, then next time I bring him in, I'll have him sedated to, you know, get that done. But they hadn't been done for quite some time, and so, you know, it's time. Anyways, it got done, because Odin was just, I mean, he had no fight. He had no fight in him. He was, and everybody in there knows Odin, and they were like, this is uncharacteristic. Are you sure you didn't sedate him before he came? And I was like, oh, heck no. No. So yeah, anyways, it ends up that he is now on some very expensive anti-seizure meds that he gets twice a day, 3 pills each, and they're horse pills. So I started giving them to him with cheese, which he loves. But the smells that were coming out of the dog with the cheese are not pleasant. And so I found these treat pockets from Greenies. So I don't know if you have dogs and have to give them medication. and that they fight. I thought actually he loves medication. Well, he loves the cheese. And as soon as I go to the fridge and have his pill bottle, he is right there. He is like, what am I getting? What am I getting? And this is great. And so I was thinking, hey, maybe I can like sneak those pills in without the cheese. No. He was like, lady, what are you doing? You know I'm gonna need something with this to like, yeah. So anyways, the cheese thing was not gonna work out long term. And so I found these treat pockets on Amazon, much cheaper than they are in the pet store. And because he needs 6 of them a day, and it's a 60 pack, so that's 10 days, you know, plus the cost of his medication. So I'm going to tell you a little tip. Most of you probably already know this, but if you have medication that you either have to pay out of pocket for, or it's an expensive medication, and you know, you're paying for on your Medicare, Medicaid, health insurance, whatever you have, GoodRx, and it's exactly that, the letter good, the word good, and then RX. If you go onto that site and type in the medication that you get, and you know, the quantity, the strength, all the things, and do a search for places near you, it will tell you which pharmacies have it cheaper on that GoodRx. So his medication, and I'm not joking, this is a month's supply, was $370, almost $380. I got it for $235 at the pharmacy I went to, which, by the way, I will never go to again. It took me 3 days to get his medication, and they messed up each and every time. So we will not be going back to that pharmacy. And if you would like to hear my experience or know which pharmacy, you can email me or, you know, DM me and ask. I'm not going to publicly out them, but we will never go back there. And I had told my daughter, and she said, I don't know why you went there, Mom, because I told you I also had a really bad experience getting Ella's medication there. And I was like, oh, I don't remember that. And the reason why I went to them was because they were drive-through anyway. And I had the dog in the car, and yeah, so anyways, will not be going back there. Found out that while I was going to pay the $235 or $253, dyslexic, I don't remember. And anyways, it's considerably cheaper. I basically saved myself $100 and some odd for a month's supply of medication, which is huge. But I found that I could get it at Fred Meyer for, no joke, $56. Same medication, same strength, same amount, same everything, $56. So it gives you a list. GoodRx will give you a list and tell you where you go and where it can be cheaper. So if you're in the doctor's office and they say, we're going to prescribe this, you say, what is it? How much is it? Blah, blah, blah. And then go on and then say, can you send it to this pharmacy? So, or unless you get a script, and then you can do your own research, go to your own thing and have it filled there. But if they call it in, then definitely get on GoodRx while you're in the doctor's office. And so anyways, that's my tip. That's my tip. And then, you guys, after 3 of this, it's the same wedding, chain of stores. It's called Brides for a Cause. Is where my daughter decided that she wanted to get her dress from. There are 4, I think there's 4 locations around Oregon or Portland area and Washington. And so we started off at Portland, in the Portland area, and then we came to Tacoma and then in Seattle. So we went to 3 of the 4 stores for looking for our dress and the appointments. And after 43 dress try-ons, she found her dress. We have a dress. We have no date, but we have a dress. And it's beautiful. And it is not what she was thinking. It was our last dress that we tried on. And, you know, we were just going through the last she wanted a long sleeve dress because they're getting married in the fall. And we had an idea exactly of the style that we wanted. So every long sleeve dress we tried on that any of the stores had. And in a last ditch, kind of on our way out the door, I think it was me who found this dress. And I said, what about this one? I know it's not the style that you're looking at, but sometimes what it looks like on the hanger and what it looks like on, totally different, and you might really like it. And she goes, you know, that's really funny. I was looking on Etsy this morning and I was looking for like an engagement, you know, pictures dress. And this was kind of the style. So, okay, let's try it on. Fell in love. And so we are going to take it to actually one of the gals who worked in the store is also creates wedding dresses and does alterations and all the things. And she is going to create a top basically with sleeves that my daughter wants for this dress. It is beautiful, you guys. It is beautiful. And she truly looks like a princess in it. Like, she looks like a woodland princess, which is exactly what she wanted. And, oh my gosh, so happy. No date, but a dress. So, now it's about me and trying to find like a dress for me once she figures out her colors. But first Mama's got to tone up, lose a little weight, do some things, cause yeah, pictures are brutal. So yay. But I do want to say, so while we're in the store, right, and I'm chit-chatting this gal up who's going to do the alterations on my daughter's dress, and my granddaughter looks at her because she had said, you know, I got married just recently as well, and I made my own dress, and she also got married in the woods, which is, you know, what my daughter wants to do, and all of those things, right? So my granddaughter, who is not very talkative to new people until she gets super comfortable, she looks at the girl and she goes, do you have a website? Or do you have an Instagram account that we can see your dress? And the girl was so sweet. And she was like, well, yes, actually, if you go to this site here, and she spells it out for her, she says, you can actually see my wedding online. And oh my gosh, I was dying because my granddaughter is normally very quiet, an introvert, until you get to know her, and then she's an extrovert introvert. Yeah. So, but I was dying. And then another small funny. So on our way home one day from school, I was talking to her and I'm like, hey babes, how was your day? And she goes, it was pretty good, but you know, this whole patrol thing, she's on patrol after school. And she goes, today we had to teach the 4th graders, you know, how to do patrol. And I said, oh, is that because, you know, they're going into 5th grade next year and you guys are like, you know, mentoring them? And she goes, no, Grammy. Like that. No, Grammy. I was like, what's going on? And she goes, well, the 5th grade boys are getting kicked off of, quite a few of the boys are getting kicked off of patrol because they're naughty. They've done some things during patrol time, like writing graffiti, male body part graffiti, use your imagination, on the bathroom wall and some other places. And so yes, they're definitely, there's consequences to those. And so I very jokingly said, and so don't take this in any wrong context or anything, but you know, we joke in our family. I have 3 boys. Mr. G is a boy. Like, come on. I said, you know, babe, boys are kind of dumb until they hit about 40. You know, I just threw out a number. And, you know, just like I say to her, you're not allowed to date until you're 30. Or you're not allowed to date until you're 30. And she's like, well, how am I going to have babies then? And I'm like, that's because you're not dating till you're 30. And so anyways, I can hear the wheels turning in her little head. And she goes, oh, Brendan's got 11 more years of stupidity then. guys, I was dying. I told my daughter and she just, I mean, my granddaughter can come up with some of the funniest things. So she's a funny little girl. But yes, no offense. Boys are awesome. Again, I have several of them. But you know, we just, yeah. And she knows it's a joke too. So yeah. Anyways, okay, well, how about we get into stitching maybe? Yeah. I actually did a few things in the last couple of weeks. So let me show you what I've gotten done. So I know in my last video I had mentioned that I worked on Marie Agenon, which is my car piece that I work on when I go to pick up the little from school. However, I haven't been picking her up either recently or when I have been, I've been screaming into the parking lot, and so not a lot of stitching time, but I did get a couple of things done. So this is the piece that I'm working on, and this is Marie Agenon 1888, and it's by Roland Designs, and that's the website there. And so, let's see if I can get that out of the way. There we go. That's what I've gotten done so far. I've really worked, what did I get done since the last time you've seen it? I think I've put in some more either numbers or the alphabet. I definitely have been working on this side of the border, on this side here. And so it's coming along. It is coming along. And like I said, if there was a before picture, which I don't think I had, I'll put that in so you can see, but it is done on a, I want to say that this is a 16 count. It might be 18 count. I think it's 16 though. Dyed by me, tea and Rit dyed. And I know I mentioned before that I did not, they were crystals that I used for the Rit dye. Sometimes I use the liquid form, sometimes I use the crystals or the powder. If you use powder, make sure you stir it and then stir it. And then if you think you're done stirring, stir some more to dissolve the crystals, because I did not. And I have little blotches, actually of red, and I see some blue, but the blue is not going to affect it at all because it's outside the border. On my, see it like there. So I did not dissolve the crystals well enough on my fabric. And so there are some spots on the fabric that are in red, which is fine because I am using a sulky red thread for this piece. And so it just makes it look even more aged, which it was kind of what I was going for. So worked on that, and so that will go back out to the car and get some more work done on that one. Then let's see here. Recently I pulled out La-di-da. If you have watched Carol, the Saltbox Stitcher, she did a La-di-da parade. And I don't know that I saw this pattern in there, but because she had done that parade, I was like, oh yeah, I was working on this La-di-da piece, and I'm going to pull this back out. It is called Live, Laugh, Love by La-di-da. It's beautiful pattern, beautiful. And it only has 3 colors to it, and they are done in Gloriana silks, or there's a DMC conversion, but I thought this was my first Princess Floss experiment, and so I had bought these Gloriana silks quite a long time ago, and you guys, I'm in love. They're beautiful. They are just absolutely stunning, and they're lovely to work with. And I actually have very rough hands, dry cuticles, my nails flake. and crack and split. And but since I have been using the Naked Bee lotion, that has substantially subsided. And I'm not saying it's gone altogether, because my nails still flake and my cuticles can still get dry. But I have been able to use this floss with no problems. And oh my gosh, you guys, I love this. So these are the 3 colors that it is asked for. And I've now used all 3 colors. Super exciting. Whoops, there I go with my scissors. So I am using, I believe that this is a 16, I should really figure these things out. I believe that this is a 16 count Ada. This is the other piece from the other La-Di-Da Witch piece that I finished last year. And this is the other part of that fabric that I had tea coffee dyed heavily and then baked. And then I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like that. Like, how am I gonna stitch on that? You know, because I'm like a white cream Ada girl, right? Until I got into some of the dyes. But then the dyes are very softly modeled and, you know, in a color. And this is, there's a lot going on here in spots. But I decided then this made it look very vintaged aged. And so I was like, fantastic. So this is what I've gotten done. Since I think I have a before picture, which I will put up. And then this is, oh, this is what I've gotten done. So I added this border here, this one in here, and then started to come down the one side from the, this is the inner border. And then I started one of the motifs in the red, and then started just a touch of the green. And again, you guys, I tell you what, the fabric is rough, which is funny, and the silks are so silky, smooth. And it's a really odd contrast, or feel, but it works. And my floss is not going through this fabric. It is not fraying. It is not tearing. It is not anything. And I'm using the loop method. And so it's 2/1 Ada. And it's beautiful, you guys. I'm loving this. So I actually can't wait to get back to this, and might try and do 1 thread a day on this. I'm not committing to anything, but if I keep it out and it's on my bed, I might be able to do one thread a day. So that's that. Okay, then the next piece I worked on, and she went away. So this is a piece that I did for Mirabilia Mondays. And there's a hashtag that I created on Instagram that is hashtag Mira Monday Stitching. And every Monday I try to post, it's Mira Monday, and what will you be stitching on? And so if you would like to join in and share what you are doing with a Mira, or a Nora for that matter, because you know it's the same designer, if you would like to do that and show your progress on Instagram, I would love for you to do that. And if you'd like to tag me so that I get the notification that I've been tagged, either that or I go in probably once a week when I remember, and have a look at all of the beautiful things and and try and make a comment on what has been uploaded to that hashtag. But what I do is every Monday I choose a Mira whip that I have in my stash, and I try working on her. And so in February, a couple of weeks, definitely in February, I worked on Shimmering Mermaid. And she is gorgeous. Have a look at her. And Shimmering Mermaid is, her number is MD71. if you're interested. She's got quite a few Krynics in her, 2, 4, 5. She's got 5 Krynics, and then she's got 5 Mill Hill beads packs in her. She's got a lot of DMC. There's a lot of DMC. There's a lot of colors in here. But she has been a joy to stitch, and I know I have a before, so I will put that in here. And then this, you guys, this is what I've gotten done. Oh, I started in on a couple of the greens. I did a few more of the purples. Oh, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. So I worked on her February 28th. No, that's wrong. The last Monday of February. Was that the 28th, 27th, 26th? I don't know, somewhere in there. Anyways, she was worked on. And this is done on a 16 count oyster shell by Color and Cotton. And I love this fabric. It is, yeah, that's a really true color. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And the colors just go in so nicely. So she went away. Even though I worked on her even after the Monday, just because I couldn't stop stitching on her, and got a bit in. So love this pattern, and one day I'm gonna have her done. I am going to have her done. So pretty. But then for the last Monday, I pulled out a different Mira, and this one I'm going to work on all of March, and that is Millennium Angel, and she is still, she's not a retired piece, I believe, and she is MD 27, and she has no Krynic, which is fantastic, and she has 4 Mill Hill bead packets that are needed. One that you need 2 of that she has. But is she not absolutely gorgeous? Yeah, she is beautiful. So when did she come out? 1997. She came out in 1997. She's beautiful. So I'll take my pattern off of there. With Mr. G home, I actually got a lot of stitching done because we just chilled. We watched TV. We watched Pennyworth. We watched The Kingsman. Oh my gosh. The Kingsman was fantastic. It's a movie on Hulu, HBO Plus, HBO Max, HBO Plus. I don't know. Anyways, it's on one of those. And it was a good movie. So we watched that. We watched Pennyworth, also fantastic. We are now in season 2, episode 3, I think. And now I have to wait until he comes back home again. Okay, I know that there was a before picture. Let me put that in here. And whew, you guys, look at how much I got done. Oh yeah, I got a lot done. So I did all of this here. I really worked on this area over here. And I think I started going over here. Don't remember. But oh, look at how beautiful this is. Yes. And this piece is a 16 count. I do most of my Mirabilias on 16 count Aida, and this is done with Witchelt Perman Aida in the color Rain. So if you're interested, that's what that one is. And oh boy, you guys, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. And tomorrow I will be working on some pink. Yeah, no, I did. I started in pinks on her. Yeah. I can't put her down, you guys. I actually spent a couple of days stitching on her during the week as well because I could not put her down. versus Monday. Where to put all this stuff? I have a small avalanche going on over here. I think most of us say that. Okay, and then, oops, let's put the pattern there. And then the last piece I worked on, I really did not get a whole lot of stitching in. Not as much stitching as I would have liked, I guess is what I should say. It's been a busy week with Mr. G home. I was able to stitch a lot one night, but not as much the next night. And then work has just been, we're onboarding a ton of clients, which is fantastic. Horrible problem to have, right? But it takes a lot of my time to do those things. And so I've been putting that time in, and yeah, it's just been busy. And I don't even know what else. I really don't, because it's not like I'm organizing, cleaning, or doing anything else. Anyways, I know you're all saying, Lisa, just get on with it. But like I said, we're all in a room together chit-chatting. Miss Ginko by Nora Corbett. I am determined that this girl is going to get done. So what is this, March? We're mid-March, right? I have until the end of May. Did I say that? Or did I say the beginning of May in my last video? I don't remember. But I want to get one done. And I'm working on this one as the one to get done. So let me show you a picture of the before. And this, look at, so much done down here. So much done down here. I don't have a needle with some thread in there, but I think I started working over here. I think. I mean, you can tell by the before picture, but she is stunning, stunning. I'm still a little up in the air about the flesh color. Yeah, I might have to redo that, but I'm actually going to put the majority of her dress and wings in first, and then I will revisit the skin color. But this is done on a 16 count country French latte. And this was something that I purchased from 123 Stitch quite a long time ago. It's been in my stash for a while before I pulled it out. And it just went to her beautifully. Okay, so that's what I got stitching in the last 2 weeks. And I'm hoping to get some more. Okay, how about some haul? So I know everybody has been very excited about needlework. What is it? Nashville needlework. Is that what it was? Whatever. Anyways, did you guys go and see Pam and Steph's video where they did what were the top 10 from Keepsakes pre-orders, what Steph got as her pre-orders and her orders, what Pam got? Okay, it was drool worthy. It was drool worthy. Probably one of the best needlework videos I've watched. So if you have not watched that, you need to. It was awesome enablement. I know I watched quite a few other videos, but that is the one that stands out off the top of my head because I'm not prepared. I'm never prepared, right? But yes, so I have some things that I'll talk about later. But first, haul. Okay. I have a love of Be Stitch Me fabrics. So back in the day, LJ Fabrics was my go-to. Loved his fabrics. And unfortunately, LJ went out of business, decided not to dye anymore, and dye any more fabrics. And super unfortunate because his fabrics are beautiful. I do have a large stash of them, and I'm so afraid to use them because I'm like, once they're gone, they're gone. Get over yourself, Lisa. But Brandy, whose company's name is Be Stitch Me Fabrics, she has taken his place, in my opinion, on beautifully dyed fabrics and flosses. And I stayed in her Fabric of the Month club. I went up to a 20 count, but you know, she has Friday Fight Nights, which is she releases a ton of fabrics that night in all different counts and materials, you know, whether it's Ada, linen, all the things, right? She releases a ton of those, and you go into the website, Facebook group, and you try to get those fabrics by saying "me please," and potentially being able to purchase those fabrics. Well, Friday Fight Nights has gotten very large. I remember when she first started and you were able to get fabrics, it was easy to get fabrics. Now, it's a fight. It is dog eat dog out there to get those fabrics. And so I just go onto her website now and order if I feel that I want something, or I just wait until I get my Fabric of the Month club. But I saw a post, was it on Instagram? Was it on Facebook, which I don't go on very often anymore. I don't know where I saw this post, but anyways, I saw a post that she was putting up grab bags of fabric on her site. And so I went on, and there was no Ada. There was like linen and even weave and some other things, but there wasn't any Ada. And so I was like, okay, no props. And then I went in a couple of days later, still not any. And I was like, okay, again, no props. And then I went in another day, and lo and behold, there were some. So I was like, I want 3 packages of mystery Ada. So it was different counts, different sizes, different whatever. And I'm going to make the assumption that she does this a few times a year. Maybe she only does it once a year. But I've got to say that with cutting the fabrics and everything, she must have a good pile of remnants, extras left over that are too big to, you know, throw away, but too little to be on, you know, a fat quarter or a quarter or whatever, right? A yardage that she can sell, that people want to stitch, you know, a good size thing on. So anyway, after all that, I purchased 3 of them, and I'm going to show you. So this was pack 1. And they were $15, I think, for each mystery. Oh, goodness sakes. Okay. For each mystery pack. And so this beautiful, and I don't, you know, I'm going to have to get my ruler out and find out what size these all are, but they're all 8s. So that one, this one's shimmery. Can you see that? It's shimmery. This one also shimmery. Not shimmery. This one here. Oof, look at that one. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And then this one. So that all came as 3 packages. So these ones are this size here. And so there was what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 in that size there. And then 2 a little larger. So these are perfect for smalls. Absolutely perfect for smalls. As well as, so none of them have names, but I'm sure that you can go on her website and have a look, or, sorry, Odin, or take a picture of it and then ask her maybe what the color is, and she might possibly know what it is. But that was pack 1. So, you know, 9 pieces, did I say 9 pieces of fabric? No, 5, 7 pieces of fabric. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, for goodness sakes, I don't know how to count. Yes. Which is shocking because I work for an accounting firm. 7 pieces of fabric. All right, here is another pack that I got. This one is actually a really good size. I can definitely do something on this, no problem. And so that is one. Also a nice sparkly piece. 2. Ooh, look at this sparkly piece. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's super blown out. It is kind of like a midnight blue sparkle. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. 3. This is a tiny piece, but sparkly. 4. Ooh, this is I think that's a 20 count. So 5. This is yellow. 7, 6. Ooh, another 20 count. 7 and 8, if I did the math right. So, you know, good size. Again, good size pieces, right? So that was the second pack. And then this is the third pack. Oh my goodness sakes. I love that I got such a nice variety of colors. Okay, so this one here, that's an 18 count. 1. That's a small piece. 2. 3. Love this one. That's an 18 count too. So 3. Another piece of that sparkly one. 4. Ooh. Ooh. 5. 6. And these 2 are long. 7. And 8. This is a piece that I've gotten quite a few times. I love this. I wish I remembered what color it is, but this is a piece that I've seen a few times and have in my stash. So what was that? 7, 8? 8 pieces? So, fantastic, beautiful. And like I said, if you are looking to try counts or, you know, fabric, if you're trying to go from like maybe an aided to even weave or something like that, you know, getting those mystery packs of fabric is a real good way to go, because then you get a really nice representation of her colors, the fabric styles that she has, everything. Not only that, but her customer service is fantastic. I mean, I love everything about Brandy at Be Stitch Me. She's fantastic, you guys. Like, I know that she has gotten so busy, and yet she still takes the time to respond to emails. If, you know, there's ever been an issue, she corrects it quite quickly. She's lovely. She's lovely. So support small business, support Brandy at Be Stitch Me's fabrics. I love them. I love them. So, okay, then the other thing is, yes, no, I still have not canceled this subscription. I don't even think I can at this point. I'm like, I might have to wait till next year. But it is Agenon tote bags. And yes, I know I've said I have enough project bags. But I just love getting these little yums in the mail once a month, and I do, and they're just so sweet. Ronnie and Gary are just so sweet. Come on. This is the latest bag that I received in March. I wonder if this is February or March's bag. I don't even know at this point. But the inside fabric, look how beautiful. Ronnie's craftsmanship is fantastic. And if you are looking for a fabric bag, I mean, I can't say enough about these guys. I really can't. Ronnie is adorable. And yeah, he's just so sweet. So anyways, I have not canceled this subscription, but it's okay because I am still going to put the amount of money that I had already committed towards the charity of the quarter regardless. And Mr. G is all on board. He's so supportive. He is so supportive. And yeah, so that was the bag. But along with the bag, a couple of times a year, or is it maybe once a year? I don't remember, but I have gotten free little goodies from them in the past. And designers do like a design for them to give to their Bag of the Month club members. And this time, this pattern showed up, which was such a nice surprise. So this is a gift from Rosewood Manor and Garon Stitchery in support of Garon Focus Designer. And this was Rosewood Manor's Karen Kluba. And this is called, what is it called? I don't know what it's called. It will get pulled out though, because how cute is this pattern? Yeah, it's really cute. I love Karen Kluba's designs, Rosewood Manor. I have a few, not very many, but this is just so cute. So anyways, I thought that it was just so sweet that a designer would you know, continue to help small business, because you know, we're all in this together. Like without the stitchers, the designers wouldn't have, you know, business. And you know, again, without stitchers wanting all the things, the online shops wouldn't have customers, right? So it's nice that everybody gets together and supports each other. Okay, so then I've been thrifting, you guys. I've been thrifting. I'm going to wait for my other haul. I've been thrifting, I'm telling you. And I got lucky. I just do a flyby in a couple of the thrifting stores around here if I'm on my way home from the Little's house, because I'm already out. And if it's not too late, because many of them close either at 6 or 7 o'clock, if it's not too late, then I will do kind of a flyby. And I have specific areas that I go to now. I used to, you know, wander the whole store. Nope, I have specific aisles, specific places that I am going. I always look at the frames. I always look in the small collectibles. I always look in the books. And occasionally I will look in the furniture, because I'm looking for some personal pieces to do. And then I always look in the arts and crafts area. So I do very quick flybys. And one day that I was in my local thrifty store, there's quite a few around me, I found this book by Blackbird Designs. Whew, I blanked out, even though I'm like reading it. Blackbird Designs by Barb Adams and Alma Allen. And it's Peppermint and Holly. And I think that this, I mean, I have never seen this book, but there are so many charts in here. Do you want to know how much I got this book for? $3.99. For real. I giggled. I legit giggled. I'm by myself. I legit giggled when I saw this and saw the price. So, oh my gosh, there are so many awesome, there's like some punch needle patterns in here, but the one that I want, yeah, this one here. This is going on my to-do list immediately. Holly Manor. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So got that book, but then there was also this book that was close to it as well, and it is it Leisure Arts? Yes, Leisure Arts, and it's just Christmas. It's just a bunch of Santas in this book, and you know, it's Leisure Arts, so there's a lot of backstitching, and then one of the other things, and I just found this yesterday while I was out and about, I went to another local thrifting place, Value Village, here, and look at this. I found this clock. You see that price? I found this clock. Now, if you watch Kim of the Contented Stitcher, she has showed quite a few clocks that she has put birds in, and I know that that started because one of the designers, oh my goodness, Quaint Rose Needle Arts. I hope I didn't butcher that. Anyways, she released this beautiful pattern that is a bird, and her model was stitched and put into a clock from Hobby Lobby. And Kim showed, you know, how she had done hers, and then put additional stitching in clocks. And I'm going to put a picture here. This is my closet, one of my closets. And by no means, I mean, it's kind of a storage also for some clothes, so don't mind those. But every one of those shelves is filled with frames, clocks, and accoutrement for finishing. Not that I've gotten any of that done. The drawers are filled again with clocks and smaller picture frames, and then either side and around, like I barely can close the doors, are frames and finishing items and that is by no means, there's more in my garage, there's more beside me. I mean, we're not going to talk about it, but it was so funny when I was watching Kim the Contented Stitcher, because I have always had this love of clocks. My grandpa was a watch, not a maker. He fixed watches and clocks in his retirement, and so he had like a setup in the basement downstairs, and you know, those pieces are very, very little, and we were never allowed to touch, but I remember sitting up at the workbench, you know, watching him while he was working on things. And throughout their house, they have had a ton of clocks. And of course, my mom has them all now, but there's grandfather clocks, there's grandmother clocks. Oh my gosh, I'm dying for a grandmother clock. Been looking for one for 2 years now. Anyway, and then little clocks, chimey clocks, you know, cuckoo clocks, like everything. There was always clocks, and it was awesome because every quarter hour, some of them would bing, every half hour, some of them would bing, and then every hour, you know, and then one would go, and then one would go, and it would just be this procession. It would be beautiful. And so, so I love clocks. But I, you know, like clocks for clocks, I've never thought to put something in them, especially when they don't work. But they're beautiful and you don't want to get rid of them. And so, and I'm looking at my clocks. I have a ton of clocks up here and none of them work. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. So then I found this one the other day, and I'm like, I don't have a clock like this, and I know that I could do something with it. So, and the price was right. Okay. And then I know that, you know, putting stitching on charcuterie boards, cheese boards, whatever, has been very popular. And I found these at Target, in the Target dollar spot, which, have you guys noticed that there's very little in the Target dollar spot that's $1 anymore? Yeah, it's like the dollar store. It's no longer $1, it's $1.25. And that's not the tax. It's $1.25 plus tax. Yeah. I mean, I understand everything has gone up, but you know, it's just anyway, anywho, I was at my daughter's Target and I saw these. So I start going towards them, and I kid you not, another lady in her jammies, you go girl, because sometimes I also shop in my jammies, but we call them leggings. Anyway, she swooped in, and I kid you not, she took every single one of them. There was probably 12 of these packs, and she took every single one of them. And as I'm like going towards them and have my hand out, and I know I made a noise. I was like, oh, because she was taking them all. And she looks at me and she goes, yeah, my mom uses all of these for crafts. And I was like, yeah, I do too, you know. And she goes, sorry, and walks off. And I was like, I guess maybe if somebody had said that to me and I knew that they were also going towards it, I would have maybe said, can I give you one? Especially when she took them all 12. And they didn't have any others in the store. So now I'm texting my daughter and I'm like, are you at work? Is there a Target by your work? You need to go and have a look at for these. And I also went to a Target on my way home and I found them. So I picked up 2 packs. Yes, I left some for others. They are $5. You get a 2-pack. And they're a good size. These are a good size. And they're a perfect color. They can be painted, you know, if that's what you want to do. I probably will paint them. But $5. So $2.50 each, not a bad price. And they're quite a bit bigger than the ones that I picked up last year from Hobby Lobby. And they are out again. I saw them in the spring stuff. So if you're looking for those. Okay. I know, you guys are dying. You're like, I want to see your haul. Okay, so when for goodness sake, when Nashville's needle, whatever it is, was going on, and there is a hashtag on Instagram where, you know, designers or stores were putting the charts or the patterns that the designers had and were putting them up. I was like, oh yeah. Now, in prior years past, I have gone overboard and purchased a lot. I have a very large stash. I mean, I looked at my app. I have 584 patterns, and I have a lot to add to that because I have not been a good girl and not put my patterns in recently. So I'm going to have more than that already. And those are not stitched patterns because once I stitch them, I take them out of the app. Well, I don't take them out of the app. I archive them because I want to make sure I don't buy them again. But yeah, in years past, I have kind of gone overboard. Then I realized, Lisa, you don't need to buy them all immediately as soon as you see them because they will be around for a while. Maybe unless they're an exclusive. I don't really know what the rules are on that. I'm not speaking to that at all. So when I saw the pictures, I was like, yeah, those are lovely. Yes, that's lovely. Okay, maybe I'll put that on my wish list. I was not like, I need to buy something now until Blackbird released or showed what they brought to Nashville. And they don't pre-show, you know, their stuff. It's at Nashville. You get to see it. And I tell you what, I was like, I'm going to need all 3 of those. I think she released 4, but one of them was the traditional stitches, which I actually have some issues with, but I'm going to keep that to myself. I thought that it was an exclusive, and yeah, anyway. Traditional stitches had a pattern or a design that was done by Blackbird Designs that was for their 20th anniversary for their shop. And it is beautiful, and that pattern got released at Nashville. And so obviously I have that one already, but I'm going to need all the others that they released at Nashville because I don't have those. And so I was like, and so I immediately went on to Kitten Stitcher, Teresa Vinette, I think I have that right, and her website. She is Shakespeare's peddler designer. And her website is Kitten Stitcher. Trace.com, I believe. I'm going to link it below. Anyways, I went on her website and I ordered 4 patterns from her. One that was a exclusive market. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Maybe 2 that were market. I did buy a Plum Street sampler, the blackbirds, 2 of the blackbirds. I don't remember. Anyways, I don't have them yet. And I know that Teresa is super busy filling orders and getting things done, so I'm not bugging her in any way, shape, or form. And they'll get here when they get here. And clearly, I mean, not that I have enough things to stitch in my whole entire lifetime for them to show up in any sort of like hurry. So I think I'm good. And I know that Acorns and Threads, which is not a local needlework store to me, it's a couple hour drive from me, but I enjoy going out there. I know that they had market days on Friday and Saturday a couple of days ago, and I did not know that they were doing that. I didn't read the email fast enough, and so I did not go. But that's okay, because on Saturday morning, I uploaded a reel to my Instagram. I also think I uploaded it as a story. You guys have to give me some grace because I am not good with technology. It's kind of fake it till you make it kind of thing. And so I uploaded, deleted, like I have no idea what I'm doing. I really and truly don't. And but finally I got it into a reel, and then somehow it ended up on my story, and I'm not entirely sure how that happened, and I don't know how to get it off. So anyways, I basically said that I was at my needlework store, which is my local, or my LNS, which is Threadneedle Street in Issaquah, Washington, and I love mine. I'm also going to go back to the whole clock thing. I think one of the reasons why I love this store so much, not only is it small, so I love that. I love little hidey nooks and crannies and, you know, things that you get to pick through, and I love that. Anyways, I love that. But she has a clock in there. I did not notice. I mean, I probably have always like peripherally realized that it was there, but yesterday the store was so busy that, you know, I was wandering around and I was looking at things and doing stuff, and then the clock noise happened, and I was like, this is why I am comfortable in this store. Like, for real, it's like I can open the door to Threadneedle Street and feel like I am in a comfortable place. I don't know how to explain it. I wish she had like a little couch, a settee, and like an area that you could sit and have tea and stitch and visit and all those things. I really wish she had that in there, because that would just make it feel even homier. Like, just, I feel so comfortable when I walk in there. So anyways, I was there on Saturday, and I had not been there since before Christmas. Like, I think before my daughter got engaged even. I just have been so busy, and then, you know, Mr. G has been home, or we've been wedding dress shopping, or things have been happening on the weekend, and I just have not had a chance to go out there. And with the little being in Seattle, by the time I get out to Issaquah, you know, the store is closed. And so, like, I don't have any time to get out there during the week. So it has to be on a weekend. And, oh my gosh, you guys, oh my gosh. So, also funny story. So I'm wandering around in there, and Denise is beside me, and all of a sudden she says, she plucks something off of me, and she goes, you know that you are a stitcher when you have thread attached to you. And I kid you not, you guys, I had a full length thread on my sweater, and I know exactly where it came from because I took it off my bed, and I had, you know, I had taken a couple of strands off of my floss card, and I had laid it on the bed because I anticipated using it. So I was like, I'm gonna need that. And I take it from her and I nicely curl it up and I put it in my pocket for later. But it was just so funny. I don't know that I've done that before. I mean, I have in my own house and I've caught it, but this was a place I did not see it. I got in my car, out of my car, in my car, out of my car, made a video and walked in the store and it was still on me. Can you believe that? Yeah. Okay, what did I get? These are the market items that I purchased, and there were not that many. And I'm not entirely certain that this was a market release. So if not, excuse me, but I purchased this, who is this? Jeanette Douglas, Chubby Bird. I have a feeling this is not a market release. I did pick a couple of things out of different bins. She has 2 bins that were straight market release items. There are more coming, you know, you only have so much space in your suitcase. And she bought a lot of things. And so quite a few things are still coming to her in the mail. And so I'll be going back. So if you're interested and live in the area and would like to meet up, I'll be going back. So yeah. So anyways, Chubby Bird. This is adorable. And the thing that makes me think that maybe this is not a market release, because I think Kim did this one, the Contented Stitcher, and put it in a clock. Again, I could be wrong. I know you guys don't come here for me to be right? No. I purchased 2 of the new Gentle Arts sampler threads. One, and I got these in a 10 skein. So she had a couple in 10 yards, or you could get them in 5 yards. And I had a moment, because it takes a village to get my brain to kick in. And so I was like, oh, I don't want to take your 10 yard skeins. So I will, because they were, anywho, I don't know what I was thinking, so I picked up 2 5s, and she looked at me and she said, don't you want the 10 skein? And I was like, no, I don't want to take your, you know, your 2 5s, because I thought that they were bundled together. She had them separated with an elastic. So the 10 yards she had put together with elastic, and then behind the 10 yards were the 5 yards. But in my brain, I thought that the bundled ones was 2 5s together to make a 10. Again, it takes a village to get my brain to kick in. So after she laughed a little at me, and I was like, yeah, okay. I figured it out, and so I got the 10 yard skeins. So this is Cobblestone. That's one of the new colors. And then the other one is Distressed Denim. Beautiful, beautiful. So I purchased those 2. And then I got the newest Prairie Schooler Santa. And funny, I have not purchased a lot of these Santas in the past. And in watching a few Flosstubers who do Prairie School Santas, I'm like, I probably should get this one. Now, this one I love because of the penguins, and I adore sea creatures. I adore anything that comes out of the ocean, the sea, doesn't matter, water, period. Okay, I don't like everything. I mean, you know, those ugly fish, they're not lovable. I'm sorry. But penguins are lovable. And when I saw this, I was like, I have to have this, because look at the baby in Santa's hand. There's your baby. Now, I am unclear about the color of the lights. I know that this is called Arctic Lights, but I'm gonna leave the Arctic lights off, and I'm changing the color of those lights to regular Santa colored Christmas lights. That's what I'm doing. It's done in neon. Yeah, it's a neon E980. I hate those threads. I do. I don't like the feel of them. I don't like working with them. Not my favorite. So I will not be doing that, and I will be converting those to Christmas light colors. Okay, then she had Forbidden Fiber Co. fabrics, Ada fabrics. And so I picked up the 2 that she had. I don't think she has anymore, I'm sorry. In the Ada, at least. She might have more coming, but what she had in the store, I purchased. So I got this one here, which is called Lullaby, and it's a 1/4 yard, and a really pretty sky blue. And then this one's called Waterfall, and this also is a 1/4 yard. And very pretty. Anyways, Ada Zweigart based. Ada, this one's in a 16 count, this one's in an 18 count, and they are just a little different from each other, just a little. But I see some mermaids on these. Then the other one that I purchased was from the Primitive Hair, and she is doing a Woman Who Made History series, and this one was Anne Frank. Now, I like the other ones. I have not picked them up. There was Harriet Tubman and, who was the first one? Oh, I know you guys are screaming at me. I don't remember, but Anne Frank is the one that was released. Anne Frank is one of the first grown-up books I read when I was in elementary school. I was a huge library rat, and my school librarian knew how much I loved reading. And you know, after I read all the Nancy Drews and oh goodness, what series did I read? Beverly, what was her name? You know, Pippi Longstocking, all of those, you know, girl books back in the day. She introduced me to Anne Frank. And I remember reading Anne Frank under the covers in my bedroom with a flashlight, bawling of the atrocities that her and her family experienced. And for a little girl who lived in, you know, inner city, never experienced anything like that, I was just horrified that people could be treated that way. I had no idea. And so she was the very first big girl book that I read. And when I was in elementary school, and Anne has stuck with me. I am fascinated by all things pertaining to the Holocaust survivors. History is important. And so anyways, when this came out, I was like, I have to buy this one. So Anne Frank, beautiful. And one of the wording, the saying on here is, think of all the beauty still left around you and be happy. And if you know the story of Anne Frank, for somebody to have that grace and that mentality, and amazing. So, and then the other Nashville purchase that I made was Queenstown Sampler Designs. Are they new? I don't know that I've ever heard of Queenstown Sampler before. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just new to the party. But I purchased Oh Dear 1830. And this is all done over you can use Ada because it is over 2 linen threads, so it's good for Ada. There's no over 1 stitching in here. I also purchased another one from Kitten Stitcher that will be coming, and I'll share that when it comes. I'm super excited about it. It is going to be a lifetime project, I think. But look at this, the deer and this weird cow. I think it's a cow, let's see, does she say anything about it? A bedazzled deer, which is, yep, she's all bedazzled. I thought I read somewhere in here what kind of animals these were. Oh yeah, the ubiquitous cow, yes. And sheep, those are sheep. But look at the grass. Look at the border. Yeah, and the deer, come on. So anyways, this might be a Stitch With Me start. And they are done in NPI silks, and she does say there is a DMC substitute for them, but she does say that the DMC and the NPI may not, I mean, you may not get the same at all. So, and then there's some Gloriana silks in here as well with, again, the DMC substitutes. So I'm going to do it in DMCs. And I'm going to try and make sure that they're as close as possible to the NPI, or at least the coloring that's in the model. So, okay, that was Nashville. Then, you know that I cannot just buy a few items. No. And plus, I hadn't been there for a while, you guys. And I think I mentioned in the past that my baby bought me a gift certificate in there, which I didn't use. So, I mean, clearly I have to go back. It's not that big of a deal. But he had purchased a gift certificate for me for Christmas. And so, while that was sort of burning a hole in my pocket, I actually didn't use it. And Mr. G bought all these things for me because he was like, go have fun. He's lovely. Because I can't have enough fabric in my stash, clearly. This is a 16 count Touch of Gray. I actually really like Touch of Gray. This is it's a long piece, not wide. It's like 8 by 50 something. 8 by 52. So it's not very wide, but it's great for smalls. It's great for some smalls. So I picked that up. A Mount Vernon Christmas. I don't think I have this. And if I do, you know what's going to happen. But Plum Street, like buy all the Plum Streets. I bought a few of the Plum Streets that she released for market through Kitten Stitcher, which will be coming. I am super excited about one of them, and I'm going to be doing it right away as soon as it comes. But that one came as well. And then, oh, I did not pick it up. Oh, I know why. Okay. So I also got this Nora Corbett chart. Pretty soon is the 15th of the month, and she's going to be releasing 2 more Noras, because every other month she releases 2 Noras, and then on the other months she releases a Mirabilia. And I love that she's releasing the Mirabilia in my birthday month, but it's after my birthday, so I can't make it a birthday start, but it's okay. It's all right. Yeah. It's all good. Anyways, I bought this one. I originally actually was going to get the Taurus, which is what my granddaughter is at her zodiac sign. And I was going to get the Taurus because she is very much into zodiac signs recently and what her house means and you know, how the houses line up and all of the things. We're very into astrology. And so she's very interested. So when I showed her what what Taurus looked like, she was like, "Oh, Grammy, will you do that one for me?" And I was like, "I of course will, baby girl." So I went to go get that one, but Denise did not have that one, so I need to get that one on order. But while I was standing at the register, these ones that I think were last release, February, goodness sakes, what month are we in? March. January's releases, I think, is what these ones are. But look at how beautiful she is. So she's called Cumberland Rose, and oh my gosh, she's beautiful. It irks me she has no face, so I'm gonna stick some eyes on there. Like, she's got a profile, but I'm still gonna put like an eye and part of a mouth. Because I just can't. She doesn't even really have a nose. I just can't. So, but how beautiful is she? And my dad was a rose grower. He loved roses, and that man could make things come out of dirt beautifully. Wish I had his green thumb. Wish I had 1/10 of his green thumb. But yeah, so when I saw the rose, I was like, I'm gonna need to buy that. And then, okay, Mirabilias. You know that I love Mirabilias. I think I have a pretty good Mirabilia stash. I have quite a few in whips. And then I have a basket here. I don't know if I can pick this up. Let's see here. I have a basket here full of Mirabilias and a few Noras in the back. But mostly Mirabilias. Like, look at that. There's a lot there. I thought there was a lot of charts in there. I know I've talked about them. Fiber Arts Amy and Needleberry Stitcher. I think I have that right. I'm not going to be able to get that back up there. They both did going through their chart stash of all of their Mirabilias. And I was like, huh, I clearly don't have as many as I thought. I need to keep up. I don't. But through that, you know, I go on the website. You can see every single picture. There is a website. I'm going to link it below. But Mindy Daigle, I think that's her name. She is kind of the owner of that list. And she has a link, little click. You can click on each link. And you can actually go and see what the chart looks like or the pattern looks like. Because if you go on the Witchell website, you can't see all of the Miras. You would either need to know what the name of the Mira is and type it in and be able to find it that way, or go to Mindy's list and then you can click on each of the little hyperlinks and then you can go and actually see what the chart looks like. Okay, Odin has come to join us now because, you know, he's very unhappy being outside, barking outside the door. He's like, now I'm going to bark and make sure that you know I'm here. Yeah. So he's here. So if you start hearing him snore, that's why. So anyways, I know that there's a lot of out of print Mirabilias. But like I said, if you go to Mindy's website, that list, which I will link below, probably not today, but it will go up, or you can search it yourself. I think I did Mirabilia list by Mindy, I think, and then you just have to search in Google and it will come up. If you can't wait for me to make that link. Anyway, while I was watching both fantastic ladies going through their charts, I started making notes and I was like, oh, I need that one. Oh, I need that one. Oh, I need that one. And so now I have I had a wish list before, but now it has grown exponentially. And I'm on the hunt for a few patterns that are seriously out of stock or out of print. OOPs, that's what it's called, out of print. And very hard to find, or very expensive if you do find them. The one that I am looking for is Queen of Peace. Yes, Queen of Peace. I did find her the other day for $500 and some odd. That is not going to happen. Not in a million years. I probably have more Miras that I'm ever going to stitch in my lifetime. And to pay $500 for something that's going to sit in my stash and may or may not ever get started or finished seems little excessive to me. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to tell my daughter, you know what, when mama goes, you should probably make sure that my Miras go, you know, to someone who is going to love them. Yeah. Anywho, so every time I go to Denise's, I actually do buy a Mira, but I bought more than one because I was like, oh, I'm going to buy some off of my list. And she did have a few that were out of print. She only had one copy and I now have it. But if you are looking for gathering eggs, she has one chart left. She has one left. And it is an out of print chart. So if you can't get it, I would highly suggest that you call Threadneedle Street and have her mail it to you. She has one. And I even said, wow, I'm surprised that this is still here. Yes, I did. So yes, anyway, let me show you what I bought because I bought a few charts. So the first one I bought, and you can tell, we made a joke, even up at the front register, because she was like, ooh, you got some old ones that have the old prices on them, because now they're $16. They've gone up to $16. They were $15.50 last year. This year they're $16. But prior years, you know, they were 10, 12, 14. And so she made a joke, oh, you got some of the old ones with the old pricing. And I was like, yeah, Denise, don't you know that I went through the whole entire thing just by price and looked to see and then picked them out? I did not. I had a list. And then I had to verify on my cross stitch app that I did not indeed have them already. And I'm fairly certain none of these I had. Okay, the first one was My Lady's Garden. This is number 9. My Lady's Garden. And I'm not saying that all of these are OOPs. Some of them are. And, but I picked them up because when they were shown, I was like, how did I miss this? Or I probably looked at it and went, yeah, that's really pretty. But then, you know, things. This one, Stone Roses. This is MD17. I'm not saying that this one's going to go OOP, but it might. It might. Might be the next one. I'm not starting any rumors. Use your own discretion. Denise only had one. I have it. And I mean, currently it can still be ordered. But I saw this one, and when Amy showed hers, I was like, how did I miss this? Again, I know why. Because I was like, no, I only like the fancy ladies and the mermaids. Okay, crazy. No, you like them all. And so I picked her up and I was like, I think she's going to look stunning on some dark fabric. Of course, I'm going to have to do something about the 2 dark pieces in there, but I just think that she will real pop out on some dark fabric. So I might. Denise kind of looked at me when I said that, and she's like, I'm like, you don't think it might look really cool? And she goes, well, I guess it depends on what color fabric you choose. Yep. Savannah's Curtsy. I've wanted this one for so long because I think that this would be so cute, you know, in an entryway saying, welcome, welcome. And, but Savannah's Curtsy, she's so pretty. And she only has 2 Krynics and 2 packs of Mill Hill beads. Let's see what the other ones had. 1 pack of Mill Hill beads, 2 water lilies, and, oh, fine white ribbon and mother of pearl buttons. Interesting. And then in My Lady's Garden, she's got 2 Krynic blended, 2 Krynics and water lilies. So no beads. And this is what I found in the earlier patterns. There weren't a lot of specialty or as many specialties. Now as you get, and you're like, it costs a lot to kit up some Mirabilias. April's Blue Diamond. Okay, so my birthday is in April, and I am going to do this as my birthday start. So if you are an April birthday month and would like to stitch this with me, or you have this as a pattern and it's not your birthday month, but you still want to do it because it's a beautiful pattern, I'm going to create a hashtag. I don't know what my hashtag is going to be. I'll put it on Instagram. But I am going to do this for my birthday month, and for all of April, I am going to work on this not only for my Monday Mirabilia stitching, but also through the rest of the month as well. And because I don't know why I missed her, but April, Blue Diamond, she's beautiful. I might change her hair to more red because it's kind of brownish. We'll see. Oh, and that one is MD47, and it's got a lot of Mill Hill beads. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of beads. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 10 packages of Mill Hill beads, and quite a few of them are treasures, and treasures are a lot of money. Yeah. Mother's Bliss. Amy, when she showed this one, and then she was like, in this apron, you don't actually stitch any of this apron. It's just, you know, the silhouette of. And I was like, oh. And then, you know, you can change the bunting, baby bunting bag to any color that you want. I just thought that that was a really pretty, maybe sampler, baby sampler. Or I'm going to do this and put my kids' names on the bottom. This one is MD55. And there are, it is just straight up DMC, people, straight up. So if you're afraid of beading or Krynic, that might be a good chart for you. Guardian Angel. Now this one I have looked at and looked at and looked at and looked at. And you know that I have Archangel, and then I am on the hunt for the girl angel. What's she called? Denise did not have her, and I'm on the hunt for her now. But I looked and looked and looked at this one, and I was like, oh no. Yeah, no, I bought it. So this one has 2 Charon water lilies, and interesting, the same water lilies as one of the other ones, so yay. And then it's got 4 packs of Mill Hill beads and 1 Krynic. So not horrible, but the list of DMCs, 3 columns, big, long. There's a lot. Okay. And then Mermaids of Atlantis. I had this in my cart at 123 Stitch. I had this in my hand at Denise's several times, and every single time I put her back, and I don't know why. I don't know why. So I picked her up. This is MD95. She has Krynic cord. What's Krynic cord? I don't know what Krynic cord is. Krynic metallic for number 4 braid. Charon water lilies, 3 of them. Oh, and they don't have their names. The other ones had names. And then there are 2, 4, 6, 7 Mill Hill bead kits, packages for this beauty. Absolutely stunning. And then Gypsy Queen, she needs a different name, I know. But I have all the queens except for Queen of Peace. I need Queen of Peace. But this is MD 142. And I know I did not pick her up when I was getting the queens because I was like, oh, she's too colorful. She is just too colorful. And I don't do that much color. Again, crazy. And so I just had to get her, especially when I saw both ladies holding up these charts. I was like, Lisa, what is your problem? Rainbow Gallery Whisper, she's got 1. She's got 3 Krynic braids, 3 Charon water lilies, 2 treasures, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Mill Hill bead packages. So she is, and it's funny because when I first started buying Mirabilia's back when I found Denise, how long ago? Like Mitch is 22, so 19 years ago, 18, 19 years ago. And I had purchased my very first Mirabilia from her, and it was I think I have this right. She is in the first 5 that I purchased, but it was Shakespeare's Fairies. And I remember her saying, was it Shakespeare's Fairies or Ella, the Frog Princess? I remember her saying, they're going to be very expensive to kit up because they have a lot of beads. And I was like, oh, beads, no problem. Because, you know, I beaded back in the day. And I was like, oh, beads, no big deal. No, she meant the treasures. The treasures. They're expensive. The Mill Hills, I mean, yeah, they can be a little pricey too. Especially when you need 10, 12 packages of, it can get very expensive. But I have seen other floss tubers who have replaced the beads with like Krynic or just straight up stitching DMC floss, you know, for the color. And you do what is best for you on your patterns. I mean, on your stitching, it is unique to you. And yeah, so anyways, when she said that, I was like, huh. And not that it deterred me from buying Mirabilias, but I can definitely say that I have to spread out my purchases. So I might just buy the chart and a couple of the specialty flosses. And then like another month when I'm not buying a chart, I will buy a bunch of the bead packs that are needed. And so that I kind of spread it out that way. Sometimes you can get the bead packs already kitted up as a set, like Botanical Beauty, is that her name? She has a bead pack that was created for that you can buy separately. Not every pattern is like that though. So yeah. Okay, I don't have Spotlight on a Stitcher. I apologize. I was just, I've been watching some floss tubes, but you know, I've been watching a lot of crime shows, you guys. A lot of crime shows. Very much into crime. So yeah. But Jonna Painter did not get a hold of me. And she had won this beautiful chart, July Mini, by From the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. Jonna Painter never reached out, and it's been a month. Yes. So I went back and I redrew, and so Diane Oyola, I hope I have your reading name right, I'm sorry, Oyola, you have won this chart. So if you get a hold of me, my information is below. I know you and I chat, so just DM me and send me your address, which I probably have, but it's easier just for you to send it to me. So congratulations, Diane. And then let's do a couple. Let's do a couple. I've been going through my stash, and I have so many things I'm never going to do. So I thought, let's pass it along. So if you're interested in entering for some of these charts or kits, I'm going to tell you what the name you need to put in for that. Please don't say giveaway. Please be 18 so I can have your address. And please, I would prefer that you were a subscriber. Not gonna lie, I'm not gonna go check. I'd rather be stitching. But I'm just hoping that you like the channel enough that you are subscribed and you like and you get notified and all those things. And but yeah, again, don't say giveaway. Please be 18. Please be a subscriber. All those things. All right. So the very, very first one is I Love Shoes. A cute little fast stitch. And I do love shoes, which is the reason why I bought this. But I'm going to be honest, not going to do it. So if you would like a chance to receive this, then let's say shoes. S-H-O-E-S. Shoes. The next one is Elephant. It's a little Janlin kit. It comes with all of the things, little Janlin kit. Let's say Elephant. So E-L-E-P-H-A-N-T. Elephant. This cute little chart is Love is the Key. And if you are interested in this, let's say love, L-O-V-E, love. And then I actually did a couple of Santa faces and stuff out of this Barbara Mock Dimensions Christmas cutout. So if you are interested in this, let's say Santa, S-A-N-T-A, Santa. And then I had purchased this lighthouse book. It's got lighthouses of Scotland, Ireland, England, Canada, Alaska, Hawaii, and other states. There's a ton of them in here, and they're all really beautiful. I have a son who likes lighthouses, so I purchased this book. I'm never going to do them. So if you are interested, let's say lighthouses, L-I-G-H-T-H-O-U-S-E-S, lighthouses. And then this is actually a pattern that I picked up on Stash Unload, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm totally gonna do this. And I actually was thinking that I would do it more in a Halloween theme versus a Christmas theme. And but it's Whispered by the Wind, Christmas Moon. And so you get these two patterns in there. And there's not a lot. There's like 7 DMC colors and 2 Krynic braids, number 4s. So not horrible. And it was done on Picture This Plus fabric as well. So Whispered by the Winds, Christmas Moon, let's just say Moon, M-O-O-N, Moon. So if you would like to be entered in for any of those, I actually am wondering who is going to put together a whole sentence of all of that. Ooh, I can't wait to see that. Okay, I think that that's it. I'm pretty sure that this went very long, and yeah, there was a lot of chatting. Okay, I hope you all have a really wonderful, wonderful week. I am going to be back for a Stitch With Me on Sunday because Mr. G is still going to be in Kentucky and not coming back until later the next part of the week. And so I'm fairly certain he won't be home on Sunday. And so I'm setting that day aside, set in stone, to do a Stitch With Me. I'm excited to do that. So as always, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had fun. You got some crafting done. And I hope that, yeah, again, you have a great week. And I hope to see you in my next video. Until then.